trying to think about what have I been up to the past few days. What have you been up to the past few days?
Hey, Bailey, how are you? Oh, thanks for asking, Bailey. Uh, I'm good. Yourself?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, the past few days, the past, hello?
Yeah.
So, the Disney was good.
Oh yeah, you're back.
I'm back, baby.
Matthew's back.
I'm back, baby. Back from Disney. Found a bunch of hidden Mickeys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found so many. I've made some hidden Mickeys.
Name your 14 favorite hidden Mickeys. Only 3 of them can be the ones that you made.
Uh, the one in front of the bathroom.
Okay.
The one in line for the um Animal Kingdom. The one that was on the floor. The one that was in the ride.
Okay. I love that one.
The one that was by the castle.
You're cooking right now, dude.
The one that was in the castle.
What?
The one that was in the shop.
Okay.
The one that was in the restaurant. The one that was in Epcot.
Okay.
The one that was in Spaceship Earth. The one that was in... how about Ratatouille?
That's good. There you go, man. Great work. I wasn't expecting
Yeah,
you to know all those right off the top of your head.
I made all those up.
Oh, I thought you had a photographic memory.
Mm-mm.
No?
No. I can't remember all the hidden Mickeys because they're so hidden.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess. And yeah, if you told us about them,
Yeah, they wouldn't be hidden no more.
no, they wouldn't be hidden.
And the mouse would kill me. The mouse. Mickey.
Steamboat Willie?
Steamboat. Steamboat Eddie. I did get a Steamboat Willie shirt.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And then that night I was like, beep. We're gonna watch Steamboat Willie. So we watched Steamboat Willie, and that's a crazy little animation.
It's. I don't know if I've ever watched it fully through.
You should. It's crazy.
How long is it?
It's like 8 minutes.
Oh, okay. We'll have to give it a watch.
Yeah, he's just chilling, and Pete comes in and tells him to work harder. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we stayed in Port Orleans, so I kept calling it Saint Denis from Red Dead Redemption. Bet Nicole loved that.
I'm sure.
But yeah, other than that, we're just chilling. Baseball's sick. How are
You
you?
got it. You got to cut the burps. You got to.
I'm sorry, they just kept on coming.
Yeah. I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking. I had a lot of fun with Matt on the podcast last week. I hope the viewers also enjoyed it. The episode did get some views, got some likes. Appreciate you all always for listening and following through, even when we throw a change up at you with a different Matthew coming through. But do please expect to see more of our dear friend Matt. He did an outstanding job filling in for Matthew here, and we'll be definitely seeing his face more around the Goob in general. He was a really, really awesome asset that we've added to the team now. And yeah, welcome, Matt. We're super, super excited to have you on the team. we are going to have some real content coming at you soon. Hopefully some stuff outside of just the weekly podcast on top of our shorts, and maybe some YouTube videos as well. Got a crack team of 4 of the best dudes in the world working on it. 3 of the best dudes in the world, and this guy right here, and me, you know. Those 3 gents out there, best guys around to work with.
He's the ringleader.
I'm not.
He keeps us all in check.
Hey, you know. No, but I'm just super excited to have Matt on the team. Huge shouts out to him for that. But yeah, that's how I'm doing. I'm doing well because the Goob's doing well. We had a really awesome TikTok that Matthew had posted a couple days ago now. And if you haven't seen it already, go check it out. It's hilarious. It's about Bryce's new haircut. And send it to 15 of your friends. Send it to 15.
Yeah, send it to 10 or 15 or maybe 20 of your friends.
Yeah, just 15, 20, 30.
Just send it to 30 of your friends. Have them subscribe. Make a few bot accounts. Might as well.
If everybody sent it to 5 friends, and those 5 friends all made 25 bot accounts.
And those bots were friends with other friends.
And those bots had other bot friends. But they also have to watch the videos. They can't just subscribe. Oh.
Do you hear that? I think I hear a little bit of a ring here. I think I'm hearing a little bit of a... I think I'm hearing a little bit of a... What is that on your hand?
It is time for the Goob hotline. Once again, 717-803-7302. That's the number. Dial it in.
717-807-0347.
Nope. 717-803-7302. Please, we are not a live show, but if you do call in while we're recording, we will answer on the podcast. Other than that, leave a voicemail, leave a message. You can text us as well. I can't promise that we'll always see all the texts. I probably will. I don't see why I wouldn't. But yeah, let's check on our voicemail and see if anyone left us any messages.
Voice message and 1 saved message. New message.
Hey Bailey, and presumably Matthew. I just had a question for 101 The Goob. Could you each list 2 pros and 2 cons of the 2025 Philadelphia Phillies, and why you think those are your pros and cons? Thank you, and have a blessed day. Goob out.
To replay this message,
That sounds like Timbo.
That did sound like Timbo. Shouts out to him. That's an awesome question. I really like that question. It's actually something a little bit along the lines of what I was going to ask you today, Matthew.
Actually?
Yeah, so I'm gonna adjust my attack here for you a little bit.
God.
When it comes to what I'm coming at you with today. But I would love 2 pros, 2 cons each. I will let you go first. You don't have to be specific. And whatever you take, I'll take the opposite of. That works. So you take a pro, I'll take a con. You take a con, I'll take a pro.
Sure. Okay, yeah. I mean, first off the bat, they're all professional athletes, so I think they're all pros.
And it's a little rude of Tim to assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's get that off our chest here.
Okay, is that your pro?
They all are. So
there's more than 2 of them, Tim.
Yeah, there's quite frankly, there's more than 2. You're kind of limiting me here. Anyways, I think one pro. But
would you like me to go first? I can absolutely go first.
No, I can think of this.
Okay.
I would probably say, there, quite frankly, there's a lot of pros on this. I would say yeah, you could take the reins on this one.
Okay.
All right, shotgun.
Okay. Do you want me to go positive or negative first?
I think I have a good negative.
Go for it. Shoot it off then.
Sure, yeah, let's start with negative.
I'll go positive then.
I think it doesn't look like they're having fun.
Okay.
It doesn't, quite frankly, doesn't look like they're enjoying the game. I think it's a big part of like past things. Like, I was a big fan of them doing this. They don't do that no more.
For our audio listeners, Matthew is doing the celebration, the on base celebration that they did last season, where they pretended like they were juggling balls.
Yeah, juggling giant balls.
Yeah.
They don't do that no more. They don't juggle giant balls. They don't have fun. Quite frankly, they just look like they're doing their jobs.
And that was what the approach has been this season, apparently. And yeah, I guess that can be a huge shift, coming from what we have been over the past few years. We were a very, like, morale-driven team, it seemed. I don't necessarily mind the business-like approach, but I would like to see some smiles every once in a while, and I think that's gotten better.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Bryce has calmed down a bit. Bryce seemed to be really in his head for a few days there, but also he's one of the best players of all time, and he's having trouble hitting, so I can't blame him for not being in the best mood, I guess. But
yeah, that's fair.
Can't get on certain players for having a bad attitude and not also mention that Bryce was not in a great place. But I understand what you mean. I don't necessarily mind that. I don't see that as a huge con, but I can understand where you're coming from in that sense, especially as someone that has only experienced the 2022, 23, and 24 Phillies, who were full of that. I mean, there wasn't a day they'd be down 5-1, and you'd see the next guy going up there and the team cheering him on and stuff like that. It does feel a little bit different. One of my big pros for this season is the starting pitching staff. That is the biggest pro in sports right now. In baseball right now. I think the Phillies starting pitching staff is the best unit in baseball right now, and that means that I think that their starting pitching staff is as good as the Dodgers lineup and the I'm trying to think of some of the other lineups, the Mets lineup, the Padres bullpen. I think the Phillies starting pitching staff is for a starting pitching staff is better than any other single unit in baseball, and I think we're watching something completely special. I mean, it's pretty insane to me. I was going back on these past few games, as we do, and I was looking at Chris Sanchez's stats, who, in his past few starts, the conversation around him is that he hasn't been locating super well, and he's kind of been fighting through it a little bit like that. Christopher Sanchez is having an outstanding season.
Dude's killing it.
He's absolutely killing it, and it's just a little bit funny where there are concerns. Aaron Nola, there are absolutely concerns, but our starting pitching staff's amazing. It's super awesome to see how good they've been, and if you want to win
the Lizard Man.
I mean, dude, I've got a $15 bet on Jesus Luzardo to win Cy Young. I placed it right when we signed him, and the payout on that's like $1,000. And if I don't know, man, he's been unreal. I really can't. He's a 2 ERA. He's a 2.0 ERA right now, and he's been striking out batters. He's been playing with some base runners recently, which isn't super fun, but we're getting people out. We're winning. Man, I have this here in his last 2 outings. He has 10 strikeouts and a 2.19 ERA over his last 2 outings, which is nothing outstanding, but just that amount of time that we've missed in the past podcast. And on the season, I believe, let me make sure before I misremember here. Jesus Luzardo has a 2.0 ERA over 54 innings pitched. Right? I mean, come on.
That's good.
It's amazing. His whip is high. He's a 1.19, but his K/9 is a 9.5. I mean, he's striking out a ton of batters. He's allowing hits for sure, but he's also working his way out of it. 57 strikeouts in 54 innings. I mean, man after my own heart. Man after my own heart right there.
And mine.
And Matthew's. Do you have another pro, Matthew? It's totally okay.
Yeah, let me think a little bit.
Okay, do you want me to maybe get into my con?
Yeah, let's talk about your con.
Okay, you think on what you need to, and if you need some help or anything like that, I'll throw some help your way, okay?
I got you.
Thank you. I think my main con for this season is the bullpen, and I think these are tired topics. We talk about it probably every week, I think. the reason I was so excited to talk about the starting pitching is because we get to talk about how good the pitchers are, but we don't necessarily get to talk about how good that unit is. And in comparison to some of the other units in baseball, it really has been unreal. That's why I really felt the need to emphasize that unit is what I'm talking about when it comes to the pro. And I'm gonna say the same thing with our bullpen. It just we're an arm or two short. Tanner Banks is getting important innings, which I don't like to see. Carlos Hernandez can't throw a strike. Jose Alvarado is getting overworked, and then we end up with a situation like today, where he just doesn't have it, and that's okay because we can't expect him to go out every single day and throw 102. I know he's been living more around 99 this season. He was kind of letting it fly in spring training, but yeah, it's a real concern. We need to make a real move at the deadline, but it seems like our current administration is quite afraid of selling the farm, which I'm totally fine with. Like, do not sell the farm if you really think we have some special pieces down there, but you can't ignore that the fact that our window is closing here in the major league level.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like, with the addition of Taijuan Walker to the bullpen,
I've got a note of that here. He looked unreal out there. He was. Oh yeah, man, he had some energy. He had some real energy out there. And if that's what it takes, if he needs to get pissed off like this, do it, man. I mean, come on. Yeah. He's gonna work himself into a real role with the team, and that's like more than what we would have expected. And man, I mean, can you imagine?
I love to see him succeed.
Yeah, right. I mean, he's always, besides that weird that weird Twitter spat in the 23 playoffs, which was super weird. Do you remember that?
No. He
had like a 4.7 ERA on the season or something like that, but he won a lot of games. Do you remember that his first season? He was the first pitcher to 14 wins or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And he was liking and pinning tweets about how why is Taijuan Walker not starting a playoff game, blah 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 blah. When I was like, buddy, we're talking about Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Ranger Suarez, and you think you belong in that? Again,
yeah, it's kind of wild.
Not trying to hate on the guy or anything like that, but he had not earned that spot at that point. But since then, he's been an exemplary teammate, and he
did earn 4.7 ERA though.
That's a great point, Matthew.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. That's an excellent point.
I just thought earned
run average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Continue.
No, that's all I had. It was just that little spat there, but besides that, he's been an outstanding teammate, and I always want to see him succeed.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like, but also it's like when you're doing bad, and it's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, same with like Romano. Like, he started off bad, but he's starting to find his stuff.
He's looked pretty nasty.
And he's looked pretty nasty.
He's exciting.
Yeah.
If he can be hitting his spots, Kerkering, it's been a little shaky. Actually, you know what? We got to get into your pro. Or your pro.
Mm-hmm. I think my pro is the ability to move around the lineup. Especially with Stott being in the leadoff.
I love it.
That starts us with speed, starts us with somebody who can get on base, and it just like, that's what we need to do. Having Kyle in the lead, it's cool to get leadoff home runs, but it's
a lot more fun with runners on base, isn't it?
It's a lot more fun with runners on base.
It's a lot more fun with runners on base.
Yeah, and then Trey shortly after, he's fast, and then closing it out with Rojas, who's fast. Like, it's just nice to have fast people across the lineup, and then people who can hit in between. And it's just like, I really like seeing like that type of baseball.
I am really excited about it. It's been an absolute nightmare for starting pitchers in the first inning. I was listening to the broadcast the other day, and I believe it was when we were still playing the Guardians, so I don't know how accurate this exact stat is now anymore. But the Phillies are still leading in total, like in average pitches in the first inning of games. That's a lot to do with Stott, obviously. He works at bats better than almost anyone in the league. But the combo of Stott, Turner when he's on, Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber, besides Bryson Stott and Trey Turner, I mean, maybe Trey Turner you pitch around, but besides Stott, you're pitching around these guys. You're scared of these guys. And when they come at you, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's pretty brutal. And I really love Kyle in that 4 spot protecting Bryce. I absolutely love it. And I can't agree with you more. That's a huge pro. I love seeing Kyle in the 4 spot. I called 50 homers for the season if he stays in the 4 spot. I don't think we're necessarily on pace for that, but we are. I'm excited.
He's sitting at 14 homers, 4 steals. Let's talk about the Schwarberger, all right? Tied first for amount of homers.
Would you be interested in getting into the recap of the games?
I'd be so interested.
Awesome. We went down to Tampa Bay, and we continued our winning streak against Tampa Bay. We still have not lost a game, not a series, a game to them since 2021. Zach Wheeler threw a gem in game 1.
When doesn't he?
That's the question. That's the question right now. We are in that stretch of Zach Wheeler right now where it's when doesn't he? That one blow-up start against the Braves was a little brutal, but
it happens.
You're Zach Wheeler. Keep it up. 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 9 Ks. Love you, Zach Wheeler. In this series, Trey went 6 for 14 with a homer and 3 stolen bases. Keep that up, Trey. A bunch of multi-hit games in there. I said it in the last episode, I'll say it again. Rob Thompson gave him the directive to decrease his slug and focus on spreading the ball to all fields. I really appreciate that, and I think that's a really, really good thing for him. At first, I was against it. I wanted to see the doubles. But you're Trey Turner. He's going to score from first if he needs to. He's going to steal second base if he needs to. I appreciate him getting on base and taking a slower approach to the dish. Bohm got on the board with his first homer of the season. Mavericks here. Mavericks a legend. That's Stott. We were coming back from an Iron Pigs game. Oh, we didn't even talk about the Iron Pigs game yet. Me and Matthew, we'll get into that after the series. We're going to do it after the series. Don't let me forget, okay?
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah, Bohm got on the board with his first homer of the season in game 1. That was pretty awesome. Kyle had hit one. He's been unreal. I'm going to get a little bit more into Kyle Schwarber over the past week, if that has a hint for anything that I'm bringing up later. That Stott 3-run homer. We were on our way back from the Iron Pigs game. We'll get into that on that Thursday. And we were listening to Scott Fransky. And, oh man, there's something about him calling a homer sometimes where you're just like, oh, you can see it in your mind how far that ball just went. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, that was an awesome experience. There were all 4 of us in the car. We were hyped when Stott hit that home run. And then we talked about it already, but I wrote it down here. Taijuan Walker looked unreal out of the pen. Unreal.
Got his first save.
That 9-out save. I love it. So I guess my question to you, Matthew. In this series, Trey hit a home run, Bohm hit a home run, Stott hit a home run. There were other home runs hit. I believe Kyle got 1 or 2, and Bryce may have hit 1 out there too. But my question out of those 3 right there, Stott, Bohm, Trey, which home run meant the most to you? Not in the most like sentimentally or anything like that, but just like I needed to see that for this season, not just the game. Obviously, we're talking about a 3-run home run here in a super clutch situation, a first home run of the season, and a second home run of the season. I guess let me lump in Trey's performance as a whole into that. So talk about 6 for 14, a homer and 3 stolen bases. Bohm getting his first home run. Bryson Stott super clutch 3-run home run. Which one stands out the most to you?
In my opinion, while it is nice to see Bohm get a home run and like start to find his groove, I think it is Stott's home run solidifies it for me that it's like, okay, like he's back. You know what I mean? It's like he has been, don't get me wrong, but it's like just kind of seeing a play like that, like it's so good.
What did it remind you of? Did it remind you of anything?
The Grand Slam.
Right. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
And we can't say that every time he tanks a homer, but it felt like that moment. It felt like everything was building to it, and he's for the moment. He's bigger than the moment. It's awesome.
Exactly.
I had the same exact thought. I mean, Trey had an outstanding performance, and always rooting for my boy Bohm to come back around. But I think we can get by if Bohm doesn't necessarily take off. You know what I mean? If he just can kind of level out to being average, we're okay with that. But we need Stott at the top of this lineup to be him. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then yeah. Did you have any notes on the Rays series? Or you want to just jump right into the Guards series?
Pretty much just that the minor league stadium that they're playing in. I think that's just kind of just funny just to see it because it's like I forget what the capacity is. Isn't it like 7,000 or something?
10,000.
10,000? Yeah, it's like that compared to other ones that are like 50,000, 40,000. Like, but it's still like a major league game. I just find that to be really interesting, and also it's also cool that they're able to play there.
Yeah.
Because their stadium got destroyed. But yeah.
Awesome. And then you want to take us through this Guard series here?
Let's take us to the Pook series, all right? Yeah. I mean, sorry, I'm looking at my notes, and I already said the one thing about Kyle Schwarber, 14 home runs and 4 stolen bases. He's getting there.
He's getting there.
Game one, bad.
They got in at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put any blame on them in that situation. That's unfortunate they had to play that game, to be honest.
Yeah. And, we got swept, so not much happened. It's just game one, bad.
Yeah.
Game two, though. It was good to see some life out of Ranger.
It was.
It was awesome to see what he did. I'm proud of him. He's my favorite player. I think he did amazing.
He did outstanding, man. I mean, the way he was pitching to contact and really like he was at like 66 pitches in the 5th inning, and I was like, oh, he might go the whole game. Like I mean, there's not more
7
fun.
innings pitched. Like, I'll be honest, like, granted, he was also injured, but it's like, I don't know the last time he went 7 innings. Like,
they said it was May of last year.
Yeah. So it's like, it's awesome to see him get further into the game. 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. Like, it's just awesome just to see that out of Ranger. His super nonchalant plays are always so fun to watch. Dude just keeps a cool head. Yeah. And then here I have written down, wow, 8th inning, more like, that bats are freaking lava. Ouch, they are hot.
Okay.
They were hot. Harper homer and just kind of sparked something into boys, and we were cooking.
Yep.
7-1. Boom.
That was awesome. I wrote something down about that game. I apologize. I don't mean to interrupt here.
Oh, no, you're fine.
But when Bryce is hitting the ball to the opposite field like that, the home run was not to the opposite field, but he tanked one off the very top of that left field wall out there. Keep on talking about things it reminds you of. When Bryce is swinging and it's going opposite field like that, it feels like Bedlam at the bank every time. I mean, the greatest home run I've ever watched in real time. It's my favorite memory. I don't know. I love it so much. I love when Bryce is hitting oppo like that because that means he's back. And he's been scorching the ball. He's been getting a little bit unlucky with some of the placement, but he's been scorching it recently. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just always fun just to see that it's all within 1 inning.
Yeah.
Like 1 inning, someone does something and it's just like, all right, we're hitting.
Yeah. And
it's just like, I don't know. It's so fun to see. But yeah, 7-1, that's always a good win. Game 3, here I have the Shoreburgers on wheels.
Shoreburgers on wheels? Okay.
Yeah, this was the Shoreburger Wheeler game.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so the Shoreburgers on wheels. All right.
Really good, dude.
2 home runs. And then Zach Wheeler did his thing. I mean, we know how Zach Wheeler is.
We know how Zach Wheeler is.
I didn't even write down the stats because I was just like, we know what Zach Wheeler does.
Let me actually pull this here because this might be an interesting conversation. But you keep on going. Okay. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I feel as if, especially with just a lot of talks of his value to the team, I feel as if the Schwarberger deserves a potential Goober of the Week. That's my take.
That's where I'm at too.
Okay. I mean, naturally, I wanted to make Ranger Goober of the Week. However, I think Schwarber just has. He's doing really well.
I am totally.
And I'm proud of it.
Okay, so I guess never mind. We're good. Zach, I forgot Zach let up 2 runs against Tampa Bay. I was gonna say we were gonna have a conversation because I thought he went 14 innings, 0 earned runs, and I don't even know how many strikeouts. 17 strikeouts. It was 1 home run, which is super, super unfortunate.
Yeah.
But no, I'm game. I've got Kyle Schwarber's last 10 games here. Kyle Schwarber is betting a 293, 12 hits, 4 home runs with a .955 OPS. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah. Unfortunately, his on-base streak did end today.
Yeah.
Which is super, super heartbreaking to see, but I believe he got to 48 games, which is the third longest in Phillies history.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, shouts out to him. Kyle, Goober of the Week.
Love that guy.
Absolutely love that guy. We went and saw Andrew Painter's first start in AAA.
That was sick.
Not just that, we saw him pitch against Roman Anthony, who is the top hitting prospect in baseball right now. Kind of a total geek session for Bailey out there. I was enamored. I was super excited. Andrew Painter looked awesome. He's massive.
Yeah.
Big dude. He's also standing
Big
next
man.
to Stubbs, so that's probably part of it a little bit. But
That's fair.
he walked out of the dugout for the first time. And I was like, "Whoa, that's a huge person."
I'm pretty sure Stubbs is like pretty normal height. He just looks small compared to everyone. I think he's literally like 5'10".
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure.
He's 5'10". What?
Yeah. I saw that stat the other day and I was like, he looks minuscule compared to like, okay, that's a bit rough. He looks
He looks tiny.
short.
He does.
Yeah,
He does
like
look very
compared to
small.
everyone else.
Yeah. Maybe it's just his
And it's like-
stature or something then.
Yeah. But also everybody who's like a professional athlete or like 90% of professional athletes are just like 6 foot minimum. And it's like,
Yeah, but baseball isn't the worst with that, except for pitchers. Pitchers are very tall. But I mean, if you
That's true.
JT's 6'1", Bryson Stott's 6'3". I'm not saying those are short people by any means, but I'm just saying they're not like freakish height or anything like that. Pitchers are gigantic, and they're standing on an 8-inch mound now, or 9-inch mound, or whatever it is now. But yeah, sorry, he looked huge. Roman Anthony looked good.
he got struck out.
He did get struck out, and then he worked a walk the next at bat against him. We don't worry about that one. What were some of your thoughts from the Iron Pigs game, Matthew?
It was sick. It was really cool to see Justin Crawford as well.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Very, very cool just to see all of our baby boys in one place. It's always fun being at an Iron Pigs game. Got rained out, but it's got very similar energy to being at the bank, and it's fun and it's cheaper, which is nice. But yeah, it's just such a good atmosphere. It's so cool seeing a lot of these prospects, and seeing Andrew Painter's first start is awesome.
That was my main thing. I was like, man, I'm gonna get to remember that forever.
Exactly.
I've just been following Andrew Painter since we drafted him, and
Exactly.
I couldn't have asked for a better time. Another cool aspect of that, I got to bring my nephew to his first baseball game. We got him some stuff. It was a blast. That was so cool to get to share that experience with somebody, and huge shouts out to my cousin for letting us take him, because that was a really awesome experience, and I hope not just for me but for everybody there.
Oh no, it was sweet.
Yeah, that was super, super cool.
Baby's first baseball game.
Everyone there at the Iron Pigs at the stadium was super, super nice. I went up and asked if they had a physical ticket. to be like, hey, do you have a physical ticket to my nephew's first baseball game? I'd love to get him something to remember this by. They're like, oh, did you get your certificate and pin yet? And I'm like, no. And they're like, oh yeah, let me get this for you. And they're writing out his name and everything like that. It was, yeah. I mean, shouts out to the Iron Pigs, man. That was a really awesome experience. That was my first Iron Pigs game. I'd never been out there before.
Was it really?
Yeah, I'd never.
Oh wait, yeah.
Never been out there before, and that was really, really awesome.
I mean, that's a good one for it to be first.
Good one for it to be first. Justin Crawford, love you, Justin Crawford. So excited.
We love Justin Crawford.
So excited. He's gonna be on the team by the end of the season too.
Also, Otto Kemp.
Yeah, absolutely. Otto Kemp.
Love Otto.
He's slowed down a little bit, but he's still balling, and I'm excited for him.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of what else I had. Maybe. Do you have anything else about the Iron Pigs game?
I don't think about the Iron Pigs game. I do want to go to a Reading Phillies game sometime.
For sure. Yeah, let's figure it out. That'd
be fun.
Get to an Aiden Miller game.
Aiden Miller. I do got one question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Just a little bit of a fun question.
Yeah.
If you could get one player from any other team to add into our roster, like a coupon, right? Like you don't got to trade no one, you could just add a player. Who would it be?
Is it
anywhere?
Okay, so I could literally just pick Shohei Ohtani. Like I could say that.
Yeah. Who and why?
Okay.
But then also like they're going to be replacing somebody, or so it's like
yeah.
Yeah, you like rationalize it.
Okay. So I mean, I think our biggest weak points are center field and third base and catcher, maybe. That's tough. That's a tough question. So I'd probably be looking at a superstar in center field, which would be between Jackson Merrill. Would be super interesting to bring in.
He's young.
Super young. He's 23, I want to say 24 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
P. Crow Armstrong on the Cubs has been awesome. He's been really, really cool. So is all right. So I guess this is my next question: is age and contract taken into account, or is it just like they're on for the rest of the season?
Age, I would say, but it would just be like, I don't know how long the contract, because then you'd have to get into money and then all that. Okay, I may account for contract in certain things. But if age is then I think I'm definitely gonna go young here. It's gonna be hard to talk me off of Pete Crow Armstrong right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's fair.
Third base. Who's picking at third base right now? Junior Caminero for the Rays. Young catcher. Contreras, Wilson. The brother on the Brewers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Pete Crow Armstrong. I think my main reasoning is that he has 5 more years of control on his major league contract. He is 22. Make sure. PCA age.
Have you ever seen his Inside the Park home run?
Yeah.
He's so fast.
He's so fast, dude. Yeah, 2002. He's 23 years old.
He's younger than me. That's crazy.
No, he's not. No, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Never mind. He's March 25th, so 3 days after you.
Look at that.
Yeah.
You just doxed me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's nothing.
Yeah, Pete Crow Armstrong. He's so good. He's so good, and he's going to continue to be good. Maybe that's a little bit crazy. I mean, probably the real answer is probably Shohei Ohtani, because that should be everyone's answer, I guess. I'm interested to hear your answer, Matthew.
Yeah. So the 2 places I was looking was outfield and pitcher.
Starting pitcher?
I thought it'd be sick just to have another starting pitcher.
I guess Zach Wheeler would kill you. Zach Wheeler would literally murder you. He will not go on a 6-man rotation. We'll have 7 starters.
Okay, but yeah, that's fair.
No, go ahead. I want to hear what pitcher you were interested in, though. Was it Shota?
That's a good one.
Okay.
I like that.
I thought.
I was thinking Tarek Skubal.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's like saying Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. I just think he'd be fun to have.
He'd be awesome. He would get the Phillies riled up too, because he plays 100%. Hot. He plays hot.
And it's just so fun watching him play. And it's like, and with Painter coming up, and then with the return of Ranger, it's a pretty stacked crew. But having him one would be fun. But in regards to outfield, I was between two people. I was between Jackson Merrill.
Yes.
He's young. He's on my fantasy team. And he's good.
Really?
I was between him and Aaron Judge.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Judge right now, he's on track for one of his best seasons yet. And it's like, also just like, he's people who are super tall just kind of have that aura on a team.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Just
he looks like the main character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Virgil van Dijk. Like, just
100%.
He'd be standing. Yeah, he's like, I don't know, just very much like tall, takes control of the field, and it's just like, could you imagine being able to have him in center field? Just, we'd be fine.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely doesn't play a great center field, to be honest.
That's fair.
But he did it for his team, which is better than Rafael Devers is doing. Haha, Matt. Sorry. No, Aaron Judge, I mean,
he plays right field right now, right?
He plays right field, and that's his more natural position, for sure.
Yeah. Which would still be fine. Like, that's sick.
We can move on from Nick or Max or anything like that to bring in Aaron Judge, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
But I guess more of a realistic one that is hitting free agency soon. Stephen Kwan's a free agent after this season, I believe. He
really?
is. It might be next season. He's a free agent soon. He's the left fielder
exciting.
for the Guardians. Unfortunately, he's left-handed, but he'd be a pretty awesome add to this team.
He hits.
He hits. Plays good defense.
Mm-hmm.
I see it. I see it fitting very well.
I could.
And that's a more realistic answer to your question, I guess. That's someone that within the next few years will be a free agent and possibly eligible to join our team. I'm not sure if he'll be on our radar. Max is only on a 1-year deal. We'll see if that changes. Yeah, that's a great question, Matthew. I really like that one.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Do you got anything else for us today, or do you want to send these listeners off with something nice?
I was also just thinking maybe like Babe Ruth.
All right, we can hang this up.
Well, thanks for listening. This has been 101 The GOOB. Go ahead and see us everywhere else on the other social media
In the description.
And